So you got your first head job right after you were at Georgia, correct?
VCU. So after Georgia, so we got let go at Georgia, and then I got the assistant job that summer with Shaka in his first year at VCU.
That's right.
And then our second year, we went to the Final Four, and I got lucky, got a job in the state.
It's a great segue.
I just remember
this
seeing
is a
him when
great
I was
segue.
playing, and you were on the baseline when he was at Georgia. So
That's right.
So this is a great segue to one of the stories that I'm going to ask Mike about. All right, we're going to go right out.
I already know
Normally, it's going to be basketball right away, and we get to the fun stuff later. But we're going to get right to this.
All right.
Tell everybody the story of you celebrating.
Yep.
After you went to the Final Four?
Yeah.
When you got to the Final Four at VCU.
Yep.
Go ahead, tell the story.
Yeah, we beat Kansas, and but the game before that, we played Florida State, and there's a picture that a lot of people had in their office of the celebration when we blocked a shot to beat Florida State. Yep. Shaka, Will, Mike Rhodes, they're all jumping up and down.
Your staff was ridiculous.
And so I was just sitting there on the bench, and so after a while, they noticed me just sitting there, and so they were like, "What, are you too old to get up and celebrate with us?" And I was like, "Nah, man." I said, "We haven't done anything. We beat Florida State. We got to play Kansas next." And I had to scout for Kansas, so I'm like, I'm worried.
Yeah.
So I said,
I'm thinking about Kansas right now.
So I said, after we beat Kansas, I'll celebrate with you guys. So long story short, we beat Kansas to go to the Final Four, and I run in. Those guys are like jumping up and down, and I run in to celebrate with them from behind, and Will Wade is coming out with his elbow and hits me right in my mouth. And
Checks out.
My tooth shatters all over the Alamo Dome floor.
No way.
Yep, chipped my tooth, and the next morning I had to get a crown on it. And it was supposed to be temporary, but I still got it.
Really?
Yeah, but Will Wade messed me
with
up.
the elbow.
Yeah, he
caught you with an elbow.
I think he did it on purpose now as the years gone on, and now we play them this year. So
that's crazy. So you get the tooth shattered, and what do?
Hey, we keep
going.
Celebrating.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Just drink it up.
Celebrating.
Drink it up. Have a few.
I grew up in the suburbs, but I'm a tough guy.
So let's get to your team a little bit this year. It's different. Man, you know, we talk about you being in this for 30-plus years. I'm sure when you got in, you never thought you'd have what you have right now, the turnover.
Right.
Because you haven't had it the last couple of years.
We haven't.
You've been fortunate. Yeah, you have. And now you got 9 new players.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the norm.
Yeah, 11.
The 11. Is it 11 new players?
11 new players. We had 2 back.
All right, 11 might not be the norm.
Yeah.
but everybody's got turnover. But how's it been for you to try to kind of get a grasp on this thing you're an old school guy.
Yeah.
So am I. And you try to kind of figure this thing out. What's it been like?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, you either adjust or you die. And so, we've been fortunate. We've had diversity on our staff. We've had, older guys like myself, Ron Jerser, Brian Stith. We've had younger guys like Brett Gilbert, Randy Phillips. And so those guys, because we have diversity on staff, we know how to adjust to what they're doing. And I defer to them a lot. Hey, why is this guy wearing orange shoes and we're a blue and gold team? Don't worry about it, coach. Let's just make sure he's
that's
starting the ball.
That's changed.
That's changed. That was a huge adjustment for me. Right. Because we always thought if you want to be a team, then everybody need to have the same shoe or at least the same color shoe, because if you didn't, then you were an individual and you weren't trying to fit in with the team. Well, that's all different now. And so that changed probably my last couple of years at Radford. So we've had to adjust to, the new generation, and I love them. That's why I'm in it, because I like being around young people and having fun with them and learning from them just like they're learning from me. And so that part, hasn't been as
What's
difficult.
the part that you haven't given on? Is it the coaching still being?
They're not as tough as we were. I tell our team all the time, it's like we never had an option to really miss a practice.
No.
We didn't do that.
Oh, you're hurt?
Yes. And so is everybody else in the country. Like, get back out there, tough it out. And so now, after COVID, all of that's changed, and people were more willing to take a day off, and that's been my most difficult thing. When I was at Radford the first 2 years, we had 2 guys. One of them was going into the Hall of Fame. Never missed a practice in 4 years.
Really?
And they were hurt.
Yeah.
I remember
who were they?
Javonte Green, who's playing in the NBA.
Oh, he's a tough kid.
And Kyle Marine, this white kid from Minnesota, who everybody thought, he didn't say 50 words the whole time he was there, but he was tough as nails. He had a dislocated elbow one day, and
Didn't matter.
he wouldn't even sit out a drill.
Really?
Yeah, so, I mean, it's just different.
Yep.
Yeah, so.
I remember we didn't have guys sit out.
No.
And like that, like I went and watched a practice at a school. Guy got kneed in the thigh and sat out the last hour of practice. I was like, what are we doing? Soft. Sorry, Dad, we're on an official media day thing, so I probably shouldn't say that. But
you swore before I swore on this
yeah,
thing.
that's a big one. I never missed a practice in 2 years, and to be honest with you, I think I missed 3 practices in 8 years professionally.
Yeah.
And guys will just hop out.
They just hop out. And so
my chest hurts. I'm going to hop out for a couple. It's like, what? And I was always worried, too. We're getting off track. I was always worried that the guy behind me was going to play well a couple of plays, and then my minutes were going to go down. They don't care.
Tom Brady effect, right?
They don't care. they don't care. He alluded to it a little bit. 11 new guys. You coach, your teams play a certain way. There's a certain amount of toughness. Defensively, you guys really get after it. How hard is it to identify that kind of kid? That, especially, you're looking at guys on synergy. So is it you're remembering from when they were playing, whenever they were in AAU? Where do you get that information to know they're your kind of guy?
Yeah, that's a great question. You know, most of the clips that I get from my assistants are offensive clips. They're not defensive clips.
Yeah, that's a great point.
And so, we try to find, guys that are good enough, talented enough. And so that's a big part of it. And then once we get here, we feel confident enough that we can teach them how to defend at a level that is appropriate for what we do for our defensive identity.
I love that wording. What's appropriate?
Yeah. So that's kind of the way we look at it. I don't necessarily go out. This year we had 2 guys that their people told us, man, they really care about defense. And so that helped me, in terms of putting this team together. But for the most part, we look at, their talent, their offensive ability, and then we get them in and think we can teach them defensively.
So the biggest surprise for me was to see all the international flavor that you've brought in.
Yeah.
Because around the league, it's really not like that.
Right.
I mean, you're kind of a...
It's never been like that for me.
Yeah, never.
Yeah.
So why? And it's a bunch of freshmen that you brought in.
Sure.
From, I think, Denmark, from France.
One from Denmark, one from France, one from Senegal.
Yeah.
It's just happened that way. Now this year it was different with the agents overseas, where the kids might have been playing on a team, but they were just getting expenses. Yeah. Now they can get NIL money because the NIL money is picked up, and so now they're more willing to, say, forget playing pro overseas, let's come over here and play for a year or 2. And so I think that was a big reason why there are more internationals, I think, this year willing to come over. I was getting calls in August, hey, I got this kid from Turkey. I'm like, hey, man, it's going to take us 2 months to get him in school.
Exactly. We can't do it now.
Yeah, so...
are they more coachable in a way, Mike? I know you've only had the freshman group here for a little bit, but that's what I've been told by some of these guys, even Brad Underwood at Illinois, who's gone heavy that route. I
talked to him this summer.
Yeah, he's been like, you know what? These dudes are less money, number one. They're better coached over there.
Yeah, they certainly work on their skills a lot more.
Right, and more coachable, just less entitled. Yeah, a lot of them.
Absolutely.
So, what is that part of what's refreshing for you?
Yeah, it's funny.
I'm looking at one of them over here. He's nodding his head over here. Is less entitled.
Yeah, I tease our staff. You're like, the U.S. almost got beat in the Olympics, and it's only a matter of time. Yeah. And because American players, they have this sense of entitlement, like they're always going to be the best players. No, the world is getting better, and you can go to any country. I mean, they're hooping in Georgia, the country of Georgia, not the university.
Yes. I played in the country of Georgia. So,
and so it's improved so much over the last few years, and so now all around the world, you're going to find really good players who have been working on their skills. They've been playing against older professional players,
and they are older,
and they can't escape.
Right.
I think that's a big point. They can't just jump to another AAU team.
Ooh. That's the thing that's killing the United
States.
They're getting coached, and if they have a bad day, they still got to show up.
They got to show up the next day.
And unless they move.
That's right.
And then the other part is, and this is way off in left field, but like you don't, because the way FIBA's set up, if they come over and get their education, they don't have to pay the buyout. so like they can basically turn pro right away because they're going to school. They don't have to pay the buyout, which FIBA's complaining about.
Yeah, that's right. It's going to change.
It's going to change.
It's going to change in a year for sure. But I agree with you. Like the whole AAU thing of moving teams, that happened 10 or 15 years ago, maybe a little longer, and now it's in our game. Now a guy can have a good year, he can leave. He can have a bad year, he can leave. He can just leave because he wants to, and that's not teaching the young people the right things. So, in my opinion, college basketball is in a bad way because
especially the academic. Like nobody talks about the academic component.
I know. About that
5 schools in 5 years. Some of these kids, and it's like, are they even going to get their degree? And I don't. That's the hard part.
The NCAA does not care about the kids' academic. They care about the money that's coming in.
Of course they do.
And so, put me on record as saying that.
No, you're absolutely right. And
well, we're live. So.
I don't know how. I don't know how we get back to it either. I just don't know how we get back to it. I think it's going to be hard.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, we got to go to professional. Kind of the way they look at things a little bit.
All right. So, Donald Whitehead Jr. comes from Cal PA.
Yeah.
Good program in Division II. That's been a reoccurring theme. We sit here and we talk about Division II transfers up to the SoCon. This is a league where Division II transfers have had some success.
Correct.
He averaged 19 and 5.
Yep.
In a good Division II league.
Yeah.
What can he bring to this league, and what can he bring to your team that makes you confident in a guy that's 5'10" as a senior?
Experience, leadership. From a day-to-day standpoint of doing things the right way, understanding, playing in the NCAA tournament, being a college player for 3 or 4 years under a really good coach and a really good program, and then his speed is just different. And so those things, we looked at those things and said, yeah, he can help us. And so regardless of size, he reminds you a little bit of Honor Huff. But he was like 140 assists and 45 turnovers or something like that. So he knows how to take care of the ball, which is important to me for our guards.
How different will this team look in terms of how you're going to play? Again, I know you said, hey, I don't want to compromise on defense.
Right.
But I assume it's going to look different.
Yeah, I got a great question at dinner last night from Justin Neely. He's saying, how does this team compare to the ones that we've had in the last few years? And said, there's some things that stand out and some things, are similar. But the one thing that is different is, we're going to have to really work at being that defensive team again. Yeah. It's going to take us a little while, I think. But offensively, we're better right off the bat. Skill and IQ, and, we're going to be different. Our forwards, all 3 of them that are going to play a lot of minutes, Dom, Justin, and Tino, those guys are playmakers from that position. They can make plays. So and they have tremendous IQs.
All right, I got another good story.
Oh, boy.
Well, you got a couple players here. They're going to enjoy this one. They're going to enjoy listening to this one.
I think they have another media album.
No, they're going to stay. They're going to stay for this one, trust me. All right. Tell everybody about your first job out of college, what you did, and what happened.
That's pretty good. I got to give you props for that. So I could lie and say, well, my first job was the Library of Congress. I was shelving books.
All right, how about your first job before starting at Sidwell Friends?
Okay, yeah, be specific now.
Okay, is that better?
Taught me I got to ask a specific question
that's right.
if I want the right answer.
Can't leave it open there.
I worked, so I was a zoology major in college, which at Howard it was tracked to become a doctor. So I was going to school to be a doctor. But it was a zoology major. So everybody thinks, oh, you're going to work in a zoo. Yeah, kind of. So I worked in an animal testing facility in Northern Virginia, and they had 3 sections. They had rodents, they had canines, and they had primates. And I worked in the primate section. So I had to wear this jumpsuit like movers wear. Yeah. I had to wear a big mask, and I had to wear gloves up to here.
We need this photo.
I would go in and open a cage, like a dog cage, grab the monkey, put him in a Heimlich or whatever you call it, and we dose them. Drug testing, for, pharmaceutical companies. So that was my job. And so if you got bit by one that had herpes, you would be dead within 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
That's a true story.
Whoa.
Yeah, so that's why I was fighting like hell to get a college back. I mean, some sort of coaching job to get the heck out of there.
Hell of a lot safer, right?
You heard it here first. Avoid the herpes.
I heard one. So I heard one got out. Did one get out?
Oh, yeah, they got out every day. And
you got like chasing? You're chasing the monkeys.
Yes. The funny thing about it is they have human personalities, and so some of them are very docile when you open the cage, and they just come and get on your arm, and some of them get in the back.
Get after you.
Yeah, like Justin Neely and ready to punch you. So I love the the different personalities of monkeys. But sometimes you get bit. Yeah.
Speaking of Justin, though, I mean, his toughness, and he fits you, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He fits you and kind of what
Sometimes.
you've been about.
Yeah.
Not all the time?
On one side of the ball, he fits me. On the other side of the ball, we've got some growing to do. And so, but the good thing about it is Randy Phillips, who played for me, who's now on our staff, Justin has pissed Randy off, so Randy's going to take care of Justin.
So you don't even have to worry about it?
I don't have to worry about him. Randy's mad every day about Justin, so I can't wait to see how he grows under Randy's tutelage.
Last thing I have for you is again, you are old school. You've talked about how this game has changed. What's the one thing you would change? What's the one thing you would do right now if I put you in power and said, hey, you know what, you can change anything, and what would you do?
That's easy. I would not allow them to transfer without penalty.
Sitting out. Maybe one free one?
Maybe one free one. There's been talk about that recently. I'm for that. There has to be a penalty. Or else, how can we teach the lessons how can we help them understand that you don't just run from adversity, you fight for it, because that's going to help them as a man in their life. And so if I could do that, I'd love to pay them. I love the fact that they're getting paid. That's great. It's not my money, which
give them whatever, right? Exactly.
Whatever,
that's right. Whatever you want.
But the whole idea of being able to just leave when you want is just teaching the wrong lessons to young people at an age when they really need those hard lessons.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. Well said. Well said. Mike Jones, head coach, UNCG. Good luck this season.
Thank you.
It's going to be interesting. 11 new guys, man.
Yeah. It's definitely different, but we're looking forward to it.
Good thing you already had no hair in your head, so you're good there. All right, we'll be back after the break. SoCon Media Day continues.